Welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review episode number 47. No, 47. 48. This one we're reviewing the 90th episode of the anime, The Sleeping Lion, and the 217th chapter of the anime, The Scales of Justice. This episode adapts the last 3 pages of chapter 170 and the entirety of chapters 171 and 172. I know because I looked it up. What happens this episode? First, it starts off with showing off that the Crimson Lions are being pretty much decimated by their vice captain, who's been turned into a freaking elf. Yep. And this fight lasts for about half the episode. And Leo basically put up a good fight. And then, something really weird happened. And, of course, whenever he launched attack, Anthony keeps blocked with his air magic. Because why not? Everybody throws everything at him and nothing works. And then something really bizarre happens. Their entire base is engulfed in a very red light. And then the doors behind Leo open because he moves all around. There's 2 double doors right behind him. They open up, and it's his big brother Fergolion, the guy who's been in a freaking coma since the Royal Capital arc. Yep, and it's also shown in flashback who he saw when he was assaulted. Who did he see? William Vonchens and Licht, the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. You saw his transformation sequence. Though it's the second time in the series this happened. Chronologically, this is actually the first time this has happened, because this actually expands upon what was seen back in the Royal Capital arc. And we see exactly what happened, why he get what he did. He went off to the dimension, he comes back out, his arm is missing, and he's missing a stone. It's shown that Licht somehow, I think he used a sword or something, where he chopped off Fergolion's what looks like to be his left arm. Actually, his right arm looks like, his right arm, and took his stone. That's when he got dropped off and he was in a coma. And apparently while he was in a coma, he can basically feel the mana of everybody there. And before he woke up, he got visited by the salamander, which according to Leo, Asta has seen this thing before, used by Fauna. Yep, used by Fauna, though it disappeared. Though the way it looked like it was destroyed, but used again. And it looks a bit smaller than it was on last time seen. Last time I was seen was the size of a freaking dragon, and Fauna wrote it. This time, when it came back, it gave Fergolion a brand new arm, though it's a flaming arm, and basically using the salamander. Yeah, and first he uses the salamander, we have to basically defeat him, and he uses Leo Virgo, I think it's how you pronounce the name of the move, to imprison him. And he says that I've been hearing everything that's going on, and he's proud of what Leo has done, and proud of the Crimson Lions. He says, as the captain of the Crimson Lions, I will lead us to victory. And then Leo's like, nope, you're not the captain of the Crimson Lions. I was like, what? Our sister is. Okay, fine, he's no longer the captain. His sister is. Of course, there's a flashback of a clip from the Hot Spring Train, which is basically the episode introduced, which basically kind of have a full introduction of her. Yep. Of course, she's off in the Eye of Midnight Sun's headquarters, beating the crap out of 5 possessed, out of 5 Royal Knights who are possessed by elves. Yep. And then we cut to the Golden Dawn headquarters, where pretty much the entire squad, with the exception of Mimosa, the cousin Noelle, with the exception of her, the entire squad is turned into elves. Wow, this is something. And then comes Farrell's younger brother, who's the vice captain of the squad. Well, with the exception of him, William basically was not possessed by enough. He basically shared a body with him. Yeah, it's particularly a very weird thing. It's yeah, time to get revenge. Let's go kill some royals. And they go and march off. Yep, and then we see Fenrir in a dream sequence. Yeah, first time in, I think it's been about 10 episodes since his last scene. And then he's basically seeing his brother. He's running after him, and then he's knocked out of what looks like a bed. Looks like a tailbed he was on. And then we see Yami there. How Yami got there. Well, he probably rode on his broomstick to get there. And Says, time to get up and fight. He's like, okay. So he takes the bandages off his head, and they go off until, like, the next fight, which happens supposedly in the next chapter of the manga, which is not going to happen next week's episode because we're going right back to the Melona Vermilion versus the Five Elves. Yeah, that fight's going to continue for next week's episode. Yeah, my guess is they might do this from now on, where they switch back and forth between like various fights. Like have one. This episode had technically 2 fights, but even though it's even the second fight, which is a continuation of the first one. Yeah, but technically we had 2 fights. First we had the Crimson Lions versus the One Elf, and then Fergolion versus the One Elf. Yeah, but the first fight ended with Fergolion interrupting it, and then Fergolion easily defeats the guy pretty easily, pretty quickly. Yep, but a really good episode. Looking forward to next week as Asta's going to make his return. At least that when Asta disappears, at least he's not gone very long. I think the last time they did this, where they had an entire episode where he was not there, was that 2-parter where they had Sally the Necromancer and Randall take on Ghosh, Gray, and Gordon and of course Henry at the Black Bull headquarters. Of course, that was a quick little 2-parter. Now let's cut to the manga, chapter 217, and I'm reading this from the Shonen Jump app. Yeah, I'm no longer using the arrow site for this thing because, well, I like this better. Plus, they have a gorgeous cover image of Nero in her human form with horns. Okay, chapter starts off pretty much in the aftermath of what happened in the previous stuff, where Asha's basically here says, "So they want to testify as witnesses to the Great War, huh? I'm getting nervous." But they walk in, and then they're given handcuffs, both him and Nero, for some reason, and then they're brought inside. The pillar of the legislation and justice for the Clover Kingdom, the Magic Parliament, and they bring up this guy. As this chairman, Demetrio Akira, passed judgment of Asta Black Bulls. What? That's not what it's supposed to be about. You're treated like a criminal all of a sudden. Seems like we've been set up. And the boy was no good. Oh, the king of the Gold Kingdom was there. Yeah, this is his only appearance in the manga. Well, in the chapter anyways. Yeah, but we have the scales. Look like flaming things. And he says, Asta. Of course, he brings where he's from. The fact he has no magic. Of course, everybody basically being acting like complete dicks. And then we have, as we talk about Nero, says, no kingdom of birth. That was one of the proof she's used for magic. She's older than you, dick. Yeah, the guy's a complete jerk. And he says, the claim of the cause of the disturbance was that the devil in control of the Renaissance. That's right. The knights had their bodies controlled hijacked by the devil and... A devil? Yeah, apparently they won't believe a peasant. What complete jerks. And of course, this is me from the beginning. This tale has 2 options. Either we convict you as devil, or the magic knights pay for their sins. Oh. Yeah. Because we defeat him. Nero worked like crazy, really long time in order to do it. Everyone here suspects the true leader conception of the devil. No, nothing will be different. And of course, Nero's like blocking his mouth. So there is no devil. Then we have to send Petra in order. Bring her in. And then Mary comes in. Gush's little sister. This little girl is Mary Adele, a ruined noble who was once the daughter of the House of now lives in a church of orphans. Her older brother is an ex-convict. We have determined that during the Great War, her eye magic was indirect harm to magic knights in Scissory. Not familiar, but begrudging is no realm. Quit making stuff up. Mary to make do that on purpose. True. The devil truly exists. She was manipulated. Proof of that. And then, basically, 5 people in cloaks show up. Basically, a firing squad. They're basically firing magic off. Asa's like, what? He's like, you are evil. Guilty. And then Asa swoops in. You made it really clear how you operate. Look at him. There's no way I'll acknowledge your justice. And will even attempt to reach understanding with a devil. Oh boy. Yeah, I can understand why no one likes this guy. The guy is a jerk. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow that in the next chapter, which comes out next week, by the way, that possibly more people show up. But I'm sure even Asta agrees. Killing a little girl won't solve anything. Even he thinks this is complete stupid nonsense. Yeah, this guy is so full of himself. I'm surprised Asu's used his magical sword to beat the living crap out of him. It's how much of a jerk he's being, and manipulating the truth for his own personal ends. Yes. Asta was trying to tell him, of course Nero won't allow him to do it, that the devil in his sword is different from the one controlling everybody. Yep. I'm making this chapter roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's a really good chapter, okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I have one more review, definitely come and say, hopefully review of the newest episode of Fairy Tail, okay? But see you next view. Bye.